I'm ready to this for the finale.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Time in 6. You know what it is, kid. Alright, so today we're going to be talking about Lilweezyana Fest 2024. Okay? It was a HOTBOYZ reunion. Okay? Lil Wayne went out of his way to organize this whole thing because everyone's wanted a Hot Boy reunion for the longest time, but we never got a Hot Boy reunion because, like, Turk, you know, doesn't get along with a lot of the guys from the group of Cash Money or, you know, Cash Money Millionaires or Hot Boys. Kind of had a fallout with the group. You know what I mean? So Turk was never around. Wayne got on another level of a superstar legend. You know, he's on another level. So if anyone's got to do it, it's got to be him. He's got to be the one to put 2 and 2 together, get everyone organized. Okay. Well, Wayne was pissed off at one point. He didn't want to do a HOTBOYZ reunion. But then BG came home. BG got out. BG got free up, and then it was more like realistic that this would happen, right? We wanted it to happen last year. It didn't happen because BG and Wayne were kind of going back and forth at each other with diss tracks. But Manny Fresh got involved, a few other people. Wayne put his differences aside and said, you know what, we got to do this for the fans. So we did it for the fans, and they got together and they made Lilweezyana Fest happen 2024 in New Orleans, and this is what we're going to get into. Okay? So basically, the first thing that happened here when the because I watched it on Amazon Prime Live, right? So the very first thing that happens when the thing comes on, it's like a countdown. It does like a 1-minute countdown, and then it comes on, and like they talk about how tickets were sold out 30 minutes after going live. Like 30 minutes after they put the tickets up for sale, they were all sold out. Okay. So they had this little podcast at the beginning, and the podcast is like sitting there with 3 people on the couch, 2 men and a woman, and they're interviewing people. So the first one they have on to interview is Juvenile. They're like not full out interviews, they're just little mini interviews before the concert. So Juvenile talks to them first. They have a little interview with him. He shoots the shit with them. Then next person that comes on is Rob 49. Rob 49 is the person, he's also from New Orleans. He's a newer rapper that came up. There hasn't been a New Orleans rapper for 20 years. And so he's like more or less the next generation. But in my opinion, I don't think he compares to Cash Money in any way. People were like kind of bored at the concert. But he's a different era, I guess, and just a different vibe. Not taking nothing against him. It's just not really my vibe. Okay, so then, you know, then BG comes on the podcast. And he's talking about how he was gone for 13 summers and all this stuff, right? So, you know, he felt like he was buried alive, and like, you know, people forget about you when you're in there, and I can totally relate to that. Totally relate to that, BG. Shout out BG. He stayed strong, you know what I mean? He ain't no snitch. This man's solid. I look up to BG. BG's a good dude. Alright? And then they interviewed Turk. Okay? Turk, actually, I don't really like Turk too much. I don't really like his music too much. But I'm not gonna lie, Turk did look like he went all out to get fly. He went all out with the drip. He had a Bullies Letterman's jacket on. It was a red off-white jacket with a red Chicago Bulls logo. It was actually pretty cool. You know, I've seen different hoodies that say Bullies on them that are real cool. So then basically they interview Rob 49. Okay, so then next thing you know, Manny Fresh, their DJ Manny Fresh come on. He was the Cash Money's DJ throughout the whole entire thing during HOTBOYZ and Cash Money and Big Timers. Okay, he still does on every one of Wayne's albums. He always had a 1-track or 2. Okay, now some use. Oh, I noticed they were all matching. They were all wearing leather pants, so skinny jeans, but they were like skinny leather pants type thing. yeah, the crowd wasn't really feeling Rob 49 too much. He was the first to sing. He sang like five songs or so. Asked the crowd to come on, and he kind of got laughed at, and then they had to turn all the lights out, and it was not too good. Kind of sucked. The people were thinking they didn't want to come up on stage. Then he got like a backup hype girl to like come on dance while he was doing the last little bit of his set. Back to the podcast, talking more about Alex Cross and stuff like that. They were talking about DMX, is one of her favorite rappers. They were talking about Alex Cross is this new show coming out on Amazon, which was supposedly this really good show coming out. So then DJ Manny Fresh, he's always been the producer. They talk about that. Okay, then next thing you know, they're like, okay, so it's starting. So then Lil Wayne starts off the festival. Okay, he does about friggin' 10, 12 solo songs, and he lightened up the place. Wayne was live. Wayne is the reason why this whole thing happened. Wayne, he was performing songs that were on CDs that I used to listen to, that me and my girlfriend Stephanie used to listen to back in the day, you know. But these are like tracks that were probably like that we would listen to, that we would skip over and go to the good tracks, because back in the day there would be like 2 or 3 good songs on a CD with like 15 songs. There'd be 2 or 3 of your favorite songs, and then the other ones would just be like, you know, not crappy songs, but just not memorable, right? So the memorable songs, he wasn't really going to too many of the memorable songs, but that's because I know they were doing the HOTBOYZ kind of songs, and Wayne was doing a lot of his songs. There was a lot of songs that I didn't know. I know I'm kind of all over the place, but it was a lot to deal with in this short video. I'm trying to get it all out for y'all. Okay, so Rob 49 says, behind the scenes, BG texted him and said that he was so excited, you know. I think Turk and BG were like more excited than the fans because they hadn't been on stage for so long. Like Birdman and Wayne, they're always making music. They're always able to go on stage. You know, they've been relevant throughout the last 30 years, especially with everybody locked up. It's hard to stay relevant. Shout out Free Wicket. That's the one dude that I know that stayed relevant since he's been in there, teenager. Free Wicket. Go check him out. Okay, so then Juvenile and WEEZY. Okay, so let's see who are the first ones to come on after Wayne's solo performance. Birdman. First, Turk and B Jizzle came on, and they performed 3 to 5 songs together. Okay, then Juvenile and WEEZY came on together, and they performed 3 to 5 songs together. They performed Juvenile's songs that Lil Wayne was featured in. And then Birdman and Manny Fresh. This is what I did not expect. Big timers come out, and they did their songs. They did about, I think they only did 1 or 2 songs. Not many people were feeling it. Big timers were I'm not gonna like diss on them, but Big Timers was not the best out of Cash Money and HOTBOYZ and Cash Money Millionaires and all that, Young Money. Okay, Birdman, he can kind of rap if he has a good rapper rapping for him, and he just kind of says a few things in the song. Shout out Birdman, the guy's a genius. He's a legend when it comes to producing and making music and getting everybody together and like more or less making the mold, creating Cash Money Records with him and his older brother back in the day. They're all from New Orleans. They took Wayne in like a little son, you know what I mean? Raised these kids. BG and Turk, he raised them all basically. So anyway, speech goes to Lil Wayne, and then they perform Project Chick. Okay, so as they perform Project Chick, everybody started going nuts, right? And it was awesome. Project Chick, give me a hood rat chick, and then bling bling. They went nuts for bling bling. Okay, so then Wayne comes back after we think the thing's over. Everyone thinks that the whole concert's over. Everyone's like tired. Next thing you know, Wayne comes back on alone in a different outfit. he was totally in a different outfit when he had his solo at the beginning. It was like a dress outfit, it's like kind of suit and tie-ish kind of thing, dress shirt and tie. And then he changed into like some really really baggy stuff when he was doing the HOTBOYZ stuff with all the different HOTBOYZ. And then when he does the solo thing at the end, he's doing his solo, and he does like the best songs, all his best songs. He does a Millie, he does, you know, all his biggest hits, Mrs. Officer, you know, everything that people wanted to hear, what people were waiting for and stuff like that, you know. So he performs that. That was like the encore. And then afterwards, you definitely think it's over this time, but it's not over. What happens? The mayor at New Orleans comes and brings up this picture. She starts saying about Wayne and everything. Wayne's talking about how he was really upset about how the Super Bowl thing got ripped away from him because, you know, he had been in the Super Bowl before, and he said he thought that he had worked hard his whole life and he should have been one of the people to be in the Super Bowl, but they kind of ripped it away from him, and that really did upset him. And that was a big moment taken away from him. But he said this moment right here can take over that. Like, that moment right there is so meaningful to him that's going to make him forget about the Super Bowl thing, because you're not going to believe what happened. So the mayor of New Orleans comes on with this big plaque picture, and just sort of like what they did to someone I'm not going to mention, but they gave him the key to New York, and now, anyway, he shouldn't even be mentioned in this, but they do give people the key to cities. It's never happened around anywhere in the South before, but what happened was, the mayor came on, long story short, and gave Wayne the key to the city, the key to New Orleans, Louisiana, okay, the state and the city, give him the key. So that was so cool, that touched Wayne. Wayne was like, so touched and everything. I was even touched. Then next thing you know, she goes, oh, but we're not done yet. We have another announcement, another award for Wayne. Master P comes out with this bigger plaque with New Orleans logo on it, like the football logo, the New Orleans little logo flower thing. And what does he do? He hands it over to Wayne and says, Wayne, we're starting like a Hollywood Star Walk of Fame, but it's going to be the New Orleans Star Walk of Fame, and you're the first star to go on the Star Walk of Fame in New Orleans. And so they made WEEZY the first New Orleans Star Walk of Fame, and they literally are putting that on the ground, I guess on the street where Cash Money, they named a street after Cash Money and Birdman, right? Just last month. Now they made WEEZY Star Walk of Fame in New Orleans, and there's one more award that is even bigger, in my opinion, that they gave him. They come in and they say, and that's not it, Wayne. He's ready to go in tears. He was ready to cry because these awards are huge. These things can't be just earned easily. Your whole city, town, state has to be behind you for this kind of stuff. So then what do? They said November 2nd, 2024 we're making this the official day in history that this day becomes a holiday. This day is now a holiday, and we are now calling this day from now on, November 2nd, will be known as Lil Wayne's Day. Lil Wayne got his own day, a holiday, in New Orleans, and I just thought that was real cool. That was so wicked. He finally got his flowers. People finally got their flowers while they're still alive, and if anyone deserves it, it's Wayne, because, you know, Wayne, in my opinion, is the hardest worker. He works from 9 to 5 every day, no matter what, no matter how much of a billionaire he is, or multi-millionaire, no matter what, he's always thinking of more music. He's always trying to help out. He's not shady, he's not a weirdo. I don't know. I just really look up to Wayne. He's an entrepreneur legend, an entrepreneur giant. In my opinion, he's a lyrical artist, and he's just, in my opinion, he's the #1 rapper alive. To me, Tupac is the #1 rapper of all time, but Tupac didn't have enough time. Okay, Lil Wayne is the best rapper of all time that's still alive. Okay, and if Tupac was still alive, we don't know what would have happened. Wayne might be better than Tupac, but we never got to see that happen, right? So we can't compare the two. But what I'm gonna say is those 3 awards were just so amazing, and it's such an honor for a rapper to get something like that. And especially, you know, he was the one that arranged the whole Lilweezyana Fest and all that. I got so much footage for you guys. I just put up about 18 shorts all throughout the concert and everything like that. We still have the whole concert filmed on an iPad. Yeah, and so there's still a whole bunch of stuff that I gotta go through because I took about 18 shorts and Leslie took a whole bunch of footage, and I have about the whole thing friggin' from about halfway through till the end. When I stopped taking shorts, I started just recording the whole thing on an iPad laptop thing. So yeah, anyway, that's my review. I think, honestly, personally, it was a 9 out of 10. I think it was great. The only thing that could have been maybe a little bit better was just maybe a different person to come out, even though it was from New Orleans. Rob 49, maybe Rob 49 could have came out and introduced an artist, or maybe had one song and then had someone else come on and do one song or two. That's it. But besides that, it was great, and you know, I think WEEZY got Rob 49 to go on to pay homage. Like, this little guy, he's from, you know, New Orleans, and he's, you know, there hasn't been anyone come out of there since them, right? So for like 20 years, nobody's come out of there. So basically, they wanted to make it a New Orleans thing, and yeah, I think it was great. You can't compare to it. I want to show you the back of my hat that my girl got me. It's, look, so it's got the American flag right here. So I'm Canadian, right? So my girl's American flag. And then it's like the pin I have. American flag and Canadian flag. It's my favorite hat. My girl got that for me for my birthday. Toronto Blue Jays. 59.50. Check it out. I love it. So that's the end of the documentary. It's not really a documentary. It's like a mini, what I would say is an aftermath and afterthoughts, and my opinion and my review of the 2024 Lilweezyana Fest HOTBOYZ Reunion. Enjoy, and we'll see you in the next video, guys. Lil Wayne Day. I'm giving him his own day.